Welcome all to GG EPI's session, GG Ahmedabad and Pune's session of today. Today's session is on Google Jamboard, using Google Jamboard for STEAM subjects, that is science, technology, English, arts, and maths, STEAM subjects. And to present with us, we have today with us is Fred Sagwe. Fred is an passionate educator from Kenya. He is the leader of GG Kenya. And it's really inspiring to learn that Fred is doing very well in his part of the world. And apart from me and Reshma, who are the leaders for respective cities, he is actually the he's a leader for the respective country. So he's representing Kenya today. And we are all here to learn from Fred, how Fred is using Jamboard for teaching the STEM subjects. So over to you, Fred.
Thank you so much. As that been said by Dr. Vishal, I'm Fred Sagwe. I also come from Kenya, and I'm passionate about technology. So maybe you can let us know from the chat below, you write your name, and maybe the GG you come from, or the country. So without much ado, allow me to share my slide for the frame.
So, Fred, I would just would like to utter over here is, just as we say hello and good evening all, we call it as Jambo in Kenya. So, Fred, Jambo Bana, welcome to GCSE. And please, share with us how do you use Google Jamboard in your class, in your school, for your subjects. And we are good to go.
Thank you. So, thank you for that. I can say from here it's evening. And we can say Jambo. Jambo is the word for Swahili, saying greetings. So I'm doing Jambo today, and Jambo is a Swahili name for saying good evening. So it's 5 p.m. and Karibu Sana. Welcome to the session. I will do the presentation on the slides. I have my name, of course, and I'm Google certified trainer, and I also teach in high school. And more passionate about technology. So I think for the others, maybe you can know each other from the chat below. You can write your name and the country you're coming from. Thank you. And allow me to present my slide.
Please do.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the session.
Yeah, welcome to the session.
So, as you can see from the slide, I'm so happy for the people, what they did on the slides here. As you can see, it's self-explanatory for us, our session today, and the host are the person expert. So, maybe sometimes some of us imagine to be Google Jamboard is both an hardware device and also a software device. So as you can see, Google initially made this one as an hardware device for collaborating purposes. So when we talk about Google Jamboard today, we should bear in mind that we have two devices, the hardware part, and also we have the software part. So this is the logo for Jamboard. If you look at the redesigned Google Workspace for education, this is the logo for Google Jamboard. And this is also on the hub when you go on the Google App Play Store. So you can access both on the on devices, the personal computers, tablets, and mobile devices. So our objective today is to do a bit of introduction, which of course we have done. We take Jamboard on a STEAM subject itself. We can also check Jamboard and the question integration. And there's some recent changes in Google where we have Jamboard, which has some revision history. So maybe for our case today, you can see on the screen here, we can maybe talk about the history of Google Jamboard and the way it makes it so easy for teachers and students to collaborate. And it's part of the wider whiteboard, which is of course a digital one, because most of us, we are used to the blackboard and whiteboards. So this one, the use of it is it's part of our app, and the way you have said, so the original one was 50 inch, which was cloud powered, web display. Before we did now the creation of apps, and it's free, particularly even for schools now, but also you can work in workspaces, and you can also work on it on laptops, PCs, Chromebooks, and tablets, of course, you are using. So you have a reference here, but we share the slide later, so you can be checking on the slide here, which is more of that one. And the reason why we have a Jamboard is to collaborate. That's the initial thing. And you see, it's so versatile that kids can add notes using their finger, stylus, or keyboard. You can post images, draw pictures. So there's no limit on what you cannot do. And you can save it in your board. You can do it. You can export it as a PDF. You can also share via Google Classroom or any other learning management system. So we have also a reference on the same. And we also have to talk about STEAM. That's a bit of it. So as you saw on the poster, STEAM stands for science, technology, art, and mathematics. So you see, Google Jamboard encompasses everything. You can do all the stuff. You can do the science and technology on other collaboration issues. So without much ado, I want us to try and work on straight to go to hands-on skill. So we want to see how many ways you can get a Jamboard. So one, you can type on the web, that is on the screen here. You can
sorry, Fred. I'm so sorry
okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Fred. Just a quick note to all the participants, please mute yourself because we are not able to hear Fred properly. And Fred, I think you have shared just your tab. I think you will need to share your screen because we are not able to see the Jamboard that you're trying to open.
Okay, thank you. Hope you're seeing on the Jamboard. If you can, am I typing on the Jamboard on the board?
No, Fred.
No, sir, we are seeing you.
No, your screen is not visible, Fred.
Are you able to see on the one I'm typing for? On the board?
Yeah, Fred, try presenting again. Try sharing the screen again.
Hope it's okay now. So I was saying that there are more than 4 ways where you can get to our Jamboard, and one of them is you can share.
Yes.
Sharing the whole stuff.
The screen is visible.
Make so easy. Are you able to see this one?
Yes, it's okay. Fine.
Are you able to see this one? Okay. Let me just share the whole window. Then maybe that one can be easier rather than the one I'll be changing. Because yes, this one I think will be okay. I think this one is okay now. So
have you started sharing the screen? You stopped sharing it.
So you can see both now the windows.
No,
it's okay now for you.
What you had before, first was good, very first.
So you share the entire screen, Fred. So even if you change the tabs, that's fine. It will be visible. Yes.
It's okay now.
But we are not able to see the screen. It's just only Fred is presenting. This is what is seen. So you just present your entire screen, friend. Even if you
It's okay now? Can you see my whole screen?
no,
Share the whole screen?
no, the screen is not visible, friend.
It's okay now?
It's getting started. Yeah, it's okay now. So you may start your presentation. Yeah, it's fine, yeah, better.
Thank you. I'm sorry for that. Okay, I was saying on this one introduction to Jamboard, I was talking about that you can get Jamboard by about 5 ways. One, you can get them. You can type on the web. That's what I did. So I typed Jamboard here on the board, and it was easier to get the Jamboard. The other method is you can also get them on your Gmail. So if I head to my Gmail address, I can go to the spaces here and search for the hub itself. So you can get it also into your inbox. They have shared it. So it's possible you can also get the Google Jamboard via your email. That's another method. The another one is to get it in the Google Drive. So if, for example, I head to Google Drive, I can it's possible also to get the Jamboard from the Google Play Store, Google Drive itself. So you click new. And also you can get them via invitation. So if I do a collaboration, you can also get them from the collaboration itself. So I want us to go just straight to the Google Jamboard itself on the components and see how it works. So I think for today's Jamboard, we just have to, because I've shown about 4 ways you can get the Jamboard. So I think the best thing now is to head straight and get hands-on so that we can get the read Jamboard and work on the frames. So I hope if you look at this Jamboard we have, the one we are presenting today, you can see the interface here, and the about on the top here where I pointed is called frames, and you can create about up to 17 frames. So there's no limit for you can have just like now I have about 10. And if you look here, we have you can zoom, for example, if you want to increase the size of the Jamboard. We can also have an option of setting a background. See, there's options here. I can just choose to maybe change my background here. I can also have an options of changing my background, and I can also upload. If I have maybe you have something like a photo or a Google Drive, you can select a file for you to browse and have on the background. So there are many options which you can use to get the background. And on the side here on the left, we have the tools now, which you can use to do we have types of pens here. So I can choose any of the pen here, for example, this one, and try maybe to write something here. Maybe I can even try to spell out my name. That is one of them. And there are types of pens which you can use, and you can change the color if you want. There's another one, the eraser. Like now, I can erase what I've done. I can just erase this eraser if I've done some mistakes here. Or maybe I didn't want this one to open. And then also we have select. I can just pick this one. If you have types of frames, like this one is a sticky note. So I can have many sticky notes, and I can use this one to select also. Then we have the sticky note here, like the one which I've used here. So I can maybe type Jambo as a sample. I've got options of changing the color. And then from here, I can resize the way I want. I can just alternate if I want, make it much bigger, drag it and drop it somewhere. And then also we have option of adding an image. You can also add an image. I can select from you can browse or get the Google Images, and then get what an image on the slide. like when you are doing a subject for, let's say, you are doing maybe a geography lesson. And then also we have a circle, which I can also draw. So those are options which are there. And I can also draw a text box, which is here. I can just, and then we have another one here called the eraser. So this one, the work is just to, maybe you want to select, let's say a name. For example, I want to select this name here and a particular name, and I just circle it, something like transcribe it. So I have that option for doing that. So this is one way you can create. This is a tool, like let's say this is a toolbox for creating one, and then from here I can add the frames, which are like now the blackboard itself. If you look here on the right, there are three dots here. I have options of renaming it. I can download what I have here as a PDF. I can save this one as an image. I can also remove. I can also make a copy and also see the version history, the one we are talking about, of the previous. If this is like all the what I've been doing on the work here. So for example, I want to revert back to the versions which was done during this time here, I can just revert to that. But for today, we are interested in this one. So today we also talk about now the STEM subject itself, because if you look at the subject, we are going to do each subject at a time and see what we can do with each other. So for example, I have the maths, for example. What can you do, for example, you want to teach in maths? I have some links here, which are for YouTube, to be shared in the group. You can go and work on them because of time. So you can set a sample like this one. There's a sample on the sticker notes, for example, this one. And then you put the graph itself. So it will be at the reparty. For example, I'm supposed to make an equation and a table, a graph for this relationship. So I'm in a position maybe to try and get a pen here, for example, and select this one here and try maybe to write a fraction, just sketching, and see if I can just you're not limited to your imagination. You can so that's an example of what you can do, because you can even also do it on a piece of paper and upload it. And we have also the next one. We have the chemistry, for example. You can also write equations. We will tackle that one later on a add-on, which you can use to write an equation for chemistry. You can also work on the history part of it. And then you can also work on a language. So for example, here, you can create a component which for your students, you add frames and discuss different elements of it. So I've also shared the links for further, because of time, we will not be playing all of them, but we'll be sharing. And also you can work on, for example, computer science, you can type. This one I used a text box. Look here, this was a text box, and I wrote something like here, for example, for students to work on. And that is it. So this one takes us to our first activity. And I want to share this Jamboard on the, I want to share it on the chat below so that we can do our first assignment. This is, you have to create your own Jamboard. Then you connect to the main Jamboard, where you collaborate by using a sticker in frame 1. You write your name, school, institution, your subject, and maybe one motivation statement. So I'm going to share this one on the chat, and then we can try and work. It's a 5-minute activity for us. You create your Jamboard, and then we'll be sharing this one.
This is going to be interesting. It's an engagement activity that Fred is sharing with us, and once so he's already shared. So I would request all the members to just click on the Jamboard link that Fred has shared with us in the chat, and you're supposed to draw the frame, right? This is what we are supposed to do, Fred?
Yes.
What assignment what are we supposed to do in the frame?
Yeah, the plan is the idea is to create a Jamboard. They create their own Jamboard, and then they connect with the main Jamboard here, the one I'm sharing here, and then they write using the sticky note. They write their name. Yes, this one. For example, is here on the board. So they write their name, the institution, and the high school. So you can share this Jamboard, and then you create on this one the same and the frame one. So you create your name and the institution and maybe a destination, and maybe you can write a destination. So maybe try to create first of all start with a frame. This is a sticky note first. Thank you. I can see Amit Bajaj. Yeah. So you want to see how we can collaborate.
So what is the next thing that we are supposed to do, Fred?
Yeah, and then from there, I want to show how we can integrate this one with the Google Classroom. So the next thing was for me to show how we can integrate the Jamboard. You give it as an assignment to your students. So I'm going to copy the URL and take it to a Google Classroom, some of Google Classroom, to present it. For example, you have done the work on your Jamboard, and then you want to export this one to your class. So I'm going to put it in a Google Classroom, and then so this is the next activity you are doing. I'm working on a sample how you can take it to a Google Classroom and add it as an assignment. So I'm going to pick one of the classes here. The Google for Educator have some classes here. So I'm going to take this one and then try to put the one as an assignment. So I have an option. I can use the stream, but I want this one to be an assignment. So I'm going to select the classwork and put that one as an assignment. So I'm going to create as an assignment. So let's say I'm doing a math class. It's a topic. Then I can give I'm adding it as a URL on a link. Then I give the assignment. So I can give a copy for each student. Each student can get a copy for it. So I take this one and then I assign and give points another one. So that is another option you can use to work on a Jamboard. So you can integrate with it. So I want us also to do another assignment. Create on your Google Classroom. You can select the URL, and then you create an assignment of what you have done in the Google Classroom, and then you link your Jam to the assignment. Then you make a copy for each student. So on the same slide which I shared, select the URL, the link, and copy it to your Google Classroom. You give it as an assignment, because we said Google Jamboard is an integration. You can integrate it with the Google Classroom. So that's the next thing you are doing. To make sure you select the URL, and then you copy it to your Google Classroom, and you paste as an assignment for your students. Make sure that you make a copy for each student. So we want to see the integration between the Google Jamboard and the Google Classroom. There's a 3-minute activity. If you have your device, you can select the URL and follow the steps. You copy the URL there, and then you post it to your classroom. The 3 minutes. Then the last one, we have what to call the integration with the equation. I will share the URL also on the Jamboard. This one allows you to create equations, formulas is on the, and then you can integrate it. You can integrate to the Google Jamboard. So it can allow you to, it's a product. Of course, there's a demo. You can work on a trial version of it, but this one allows you, for example, in the math section, you want to put the equation, it will make it work easier for you. That when you draw it generates for you the equations. If, for example, you're doing maths, you're doing chemistry or physics. So this is another integration which you can use with the Google Jamboard. You can use the equation and create. It helps you. It's an add-on. For example, it's just like an add-on, but it's a paid version, so it's not free. And maybe you can do a try, and then this one helps you to create. And maybe your work will be more neat than the others.
So I have a
last
quick
one was
question
about hello.
I have a quick question here, Fred. Is how can we integrate equation in the Jamboard? I mean, are we supposed to add an add-on to it, or
I had not.
Can you just show that?
You can show it. Yeah, I can stop sharing and show it. If you are on the device, you can demonstrate for us if you have the device.
No,
you have
I want you to show it. How do you use equation in your maths class?
On my math class.
Yes.
Okay, let me see this one.
If you're using a Jamboard, how do you integrate Jamboard with equation?
Let me see if I can log in. It's supposed to be an add-on. It's an extension. So I have to, let me try and continue adding the add-on first, and then it's a Google add-on. So let me just install it first, and then we can see how we can work on that. But it's just an add-on. It's an add-on you can add from the Google Chrome, from Chrome Store, and then from there it's an extension. So,
okay, so once we install the add-on into the Chrome, and once we then when we use the Jamboard, we will be able to take that from the add-on itself.
Sorry?
So once
I'm trying to install the integration first.
Okay, so once we install this extension or the add-on into the Chrome, Google Chrome, and then again after that installation, when we start Jamboard, we will be able to use equation in Jamboard.
Yes, I'm seeing, yeah. Someone, I think from the chat below, like I did saying, it already has it. So you have under the Chrome extension, then makes work easier for us.
Fine.
So,
okay, I think we will try it out, right? You may just proceed with your presentation. Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you. And last one was we wanted to talk about the digital out, because this is a shared platform, and being a shared platform, it means like when you are sharing the board and you know about the students, maybe our students can be somehow being serious. So what we usually do, you have to take your students over, you give them a lesson on digital citizenship, and we have a Google Internet Biosam that is a link for us to so that you can avoid the issues of students maybe bullying others. So because this is a shared platform, you can have many members inside. So we should give also our students the tenets of digital citizenship, so that when they are chatting, because they'll be like collaborating, they can have no and no's, do's and don'ts of using the Jam. So it's also important for us. And another way you can do it is you can make a copy for each student. You said there is a demonstration you can do on the Jamboard itself. You can add the copy, the last one. You edit. After editing, you paste and then you put the last one. On viewer, you put the word copy. So that one will give you an option of having each student having a copy. So I'm going to put it also on the chat below. We see what happens so that you can each student can have a copy. That's what I've done. I've shared on the chat. So you can make sure that each student has a copy of the jam. So you just edit on the last part and then you put the copy. The normal way you do the other apps. For example, you can also create a Google form, a copy for it. So the other way you can do, you can add a copy on the same, and then each student can get his copy. So the other option is you make sure that the students have they know they're working online, and see like the question has been added. Let me try and log in. Save it. So I don't know. I think much we have done today. It's on Jamboard integration and what you can do. Also shared some resources, and then this is also we share all the slides and the Jamboard itself you have shared and the slides. So it will be a collaborative. So you can be maybe adding any idea you have. You can add on the slides. It will be a collaborative, and then so you can add more ideas on Jamboard because new ideas are coming in. Like this year we have the Google Jam history. Google Jamboard didn't have history, so the Google introduced it these days. A long time we didn't have using the equation for this one. So there are more developments coming in from Google on the Jamboard. So it will be like more of collaboration. So the most important thing today is that you have seen you can use Google Jamboard to get all the subject done. You can also add the extensions. Like we have seen here, you can add something like the equation. You can also do the Jamboard itself. You can integrate it to Google Classroom. You give it as an assignment to your students, and you can also work it on your smartphone. So we'll have the shares there. You can work this one also on a smartphone. It's not necessary. We have a hub. If you went to Google Play Store, you can find the hub for Google Jamboard. So you can download it in your smartphone, and it's possible to work it on your smartphone also. So there's no limit for us on what you can do. And the most important also is to make sure that our students have they should know how to when they're collaborating, how they connect, they work with other students, so that we don't have a situation where you can have something like cyberbullying on the Jamboard itself. So the students are supposed to be empowered by the teachers, the parents. That is a collaborative tool, and they have to be good digital citizenship. Let me see if the add-on has come. You can add. So if you have any other question, maybe you can add it on the chat below. We're looking for try and do a demonstration for the question.
So in the meantime, while Fred, you are trying to continue with the equation, we have a question from Shruti ma'am, right? She raised her hand.
Sambandhit, yeah. But unlike this, we have so much of templates, ready templates available in Canva, or you can easily take some ready-made templates directly from. You can search from Google itself. That if you would like to have ready-made templates for say maths or say for science, Jamboard templates, you can search for Jamboard templates directly from Google search, or you can go to canva.com. There are plenty of templates available. And the best part is that once you have a template, it would be easy for you to show it to the students, and that sticks into the Jamboard as a background, and all other things, whatever is done on the front end on the Jamboard, the background will not get disturbed. So it's always advisable to use the templates for a relevant subject. You may also get certain templates for relevant topics if you search, and in a way, Jamboard will become more an engaging activity. So in the meantime, I think while Fred tries out with Equatio, we can always have a Jamboard session with us right now, and we'll try to check it out whether it's possible with other backgrounds. So let me just start something Jamboard for the meeting.
Till then, Dharamveer, if you have a question, feel free to turn on your mic and ask.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Actually, my only query was, since most of the students use mobile phones to attend their online lectures, okay. So when we are writing on the Jamboard, the fonts or that size that appears on the board is, I find it difficult to read. So how can we increase that size? The board size, not the font size. I'm talking about the board size. If you're using it on mobile.
You have answer to it, Reshma?
That is a good question, how to increase the size. Well, what I feel that whatever the size of your mobile phone is, we cannot increase it more than that. But we can always use text box to actually type the words. So instead of writing it with your hand or something, maybe you can use the text box, and or maybe if you are using sticky notes, just enlarge the size of the sticky notes, which can be dragged and you can make it bigger. That is what I feel right now. If somebody else has a solution, or that's a good question, we will try to look for the solution.
Thank you.
So, Guzman, do you think there is a way to enlarge the size of a jam on mobile phone?
I haven't tried in the mobile phone by myself, but usually if we are using it in the mobile phone, we can just use pinch and
okay,
to zoom in and zoom out.
Okay. And Subhashini ma'am, do you also have a question on Jamboard?
Ma'am, how to write equations of chemistry, mathematics, as well as suppose if I want to use computer science, how can I share the things of the students? Because we will be writing the code, but if they want to know, how can we do it?
So the best thing that I do in my classroom, in my math classroom, my students also have Equatio installed. So even if they have a regular Equatio, not a premium version, they can always type in their answers exactly just like we do. So we can write equations and everything. So just ask your students to download Equatio as an extension, and make sure that when you see a Fred screen, you see this little puzzle piece right next to his name.
Yeah.
So click on the puzzle piece, and there is an option called as pin. So you will see all your extensions, and just ask your students to pin that Equatio extension so that it is visible on this particular bar. So whenever they want to type their answer, the only thing they have to do is click that extension, and it opens up a toolbar at the bottom of the screen. So in that, you can pick how you want to do it. Like you can talk, you can type, and it translates exactly the way you want it, and it can be inserted wherever they want. So
like that, Python programs can also be, they can do it, because we are teaching 11th and 12th. So if we want to share their programs, if I want to conduct a group activity. Yeah.
So you can just have a collaborative board, and they can just type it here, just like Fred showed us. So so create a link for a jam, and attach it to your Google Classroom or just send them on the Meet link wherever you conduct your classes. And you can see everybody's board also at the same time. So when you have a jam, and if you see this little screens on the top, they're called frames. So we are on 1 out of 12 frame on Fred's jam. So if you click this little tiny arrow that goes down, you can see everybody's board at the same time. So you can see what they are doing while you're teaching.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Hope I've answered the question. If there is anything to add, Dr. Varia or Guzman, please feel free.
So I would just request everyone to click on the Jamboard link that has been shared in your chat box right now. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just sharing with you that how you can set up the templates in the Jamboard. So if you just click on the link, you'll come to know that there are different templates. I'm trying it out. I'll just show you if right. So I think I better share my screen.
And Fred, just let us know when you're ready, or we can always do Equatio later also. So don't worry about it, Fred. You can just continue.
As well.
We will do that later. Don't worry about it, Fred. So you can continue.
So do you see this? Do you see my screen, right? This is the Jamboard that I've shared it. Right now, you see this is a particular template. Okay. Now this is my story. Here the question is that you share this template and you ask the students that you have to create a story of your own. Right now, with this you can share a template with them, and the template you will be able to find out directly in canva.com. See, so storyboard template number 1. I just simply download this. Okay, so this is already downloaded. I go to Jamboard and I just go for set background. I go to upload. I go for browse, and I just select the template, and the template gets set. Right. Now, as Fred suggested, what you can do is you can save this particular Jamboard and share it with them, share with the students in your class, and ask them to fill up this Jamboard with their story. So this is how you can use Jamboard to give assignment. And believe me, I'll just show you Canva's images again. So there are plenty of Jamboards over here. You open the, say, this is Canva, and I just selected Jamboard background. And these are the different templates available with us. Okay, there are so many different templates. If you want to share with, say, maths or something like that, okay, you just select this particular template. Okay, and you can use it as a background. So many templates are there. You can take directly from here. You can also directly search from, say, on the Google Jamboard, Google search, Jamboard backgrounds. So here you get so many of different backgrounds you can use from. You can select it, you can directly take it and use it as a background into Jamboard. And similarly, if you are using this Jamboard, if I say, so you can also set it as a graph, and you can use graph over here. Equatio is something that you have to use it as an add-on. It will not be available inside this Meet Jamboard. So what this particular Jamboard is, I've created this Jamboard specifically for the purpose of this Meet section. So when we are on the Meet, if I would like to just have a small working for all the members, we can just create a Jamboard and all the members can contribute to it. Say for example, I take this, the first page is what is the problem, how do we know this is a problem, what are the solutions we have. So it is kind of a brainstorming, and all the members can type into it. Those who are there in the meeting, all the members can tap into it, and we can come to a particular solution. So this is how you use a Jamboard. It is a very engaging tool provided by Google, and there are also some other third-party applications which are available as an alternative to Jamboards. Like we got whiteboard.chat, that is a very good application. And there are also other applications that can be used. So, but since this is a topic of Jamboard, So Jamboard will make your sessions very interactive. Right? So so far as arts are concerned, or when we talk about STEM subjects are concerned, it's a particular question that how you can use it in mobile phone. The screen is say small. Yes, the only answer to this is that mobile phone is after all a mobile phone. It cannot be as versatile as a computer, and you cannot be using it as a learning device in lieu of a computer. So it's just a temporary thing that you use a mobile phone for certain applications. But if you really want to learn and upgrade, you must have a device like computer or laptop. Then only you will be able to use all these gadgets, all these applications in a proper way for learning and teaching in a remote manner. So you have Scott has asked a question: can one use Jamboard as a translator, say between Swahili and English? Okay. So
yeah, so maybe we can ask Fred how he uses it for his schools, and because
so I suppose, Scott, you're available. You're sure with this aspect that we can use this conversion feature in the Meet itself.
That's the question. Also, between Hindi and English, for example.
All right. So let me
people don't know English.
Let me just present the screen. Let me just present the screen. I think Reshma is a better person to answer this, but this is what I learned from Reshma herself, that this is how we convert. So you see, now you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Now see, you click anywhere onto the Meet screen, and you get an option like translate. Okay. So once you click on translate, so here you have to select a language. So basic language is English, and here is another language you have to select. You have to select from this language. So other languages are the moment I select is Gujarati, you can see on the chat box my entire thing has been translated into Gujarati.
Fantastic.
Right. So it's like you can use other languages as well. So now if you say that you want to have say Swahili, okay, then instead of this Gujarati, you select as Swahili. Whether Swahili is there or not, I think it's Kiswahili. No, it's not there. But say Hindi, if you say Hindi is there.
Would the sticky notes themselves on Jamboard get translated? The individuals from individual peoples?
No, okay. I don't think Jamboard would be able to serve the purpose of translations, but not in the way that just as Meet is supporting Google Translate, not in the same way Jamboard will support Google Translate. For in Jamboard, you will have to use specific language. So if you're using, the better solution is you have to keep Google Translate on another tab page, and you can have a translated text then copied into the Jamboard. So it's a dynamic way you can work it out. So here you can see that, okay, I've just selected. So here you can see that my entire chat is say translated in Hindi. Right. So again, I can come back into English, and this is how it will work. So this is generally translations will work in this way. So, Reshma, do you have Equatio installed in your Chrome browser? Can you just use it in your Jamboard and show how Equatio can be?
Yeah, I think Dr. Varia, just looking at the timing, I think we will do a whole session on Equatio and integrating it with different tools, because then because we only have 10 more minutes, and I think if Fred has something more to share, we should give him a
Fred,
chance. Fred, you can continue, and don't worry about Equatio. We will work on that, and we'll have a session to show how Equatio and text help works, integrating it with all the Google tools.
Is there, Fred? Is he there? Let me check.
Okay, sorry to disturb you, ma'am, but if time permits, please allow 1 or 2 minutes for some doubts which I want to ask. Only
yes, please ask a question. If you have it, you can ask a question. You have a question, Dharamveer ji?
Yes, sir. Actually, it's just out of the context. I think. Suppose I am taking my session on the Google Meet. Whenever
Okay.
I want to use the Jamboard, I have to go to share the tab or the share the window. Is there any
No.
alternative? Is there any other alternative?
See, Google Meet is already having the feature of Jamboard. So I'll just
Yes,
quickly share the screen
but
and show it to you. You have another question for that? You know that?
no. The question was that whenever I have to share the Jamboard, do I have to open it through the new tab, or it will be there? Because whenever I conduct it, I find it on the new tab only. So if you have any
It will
alternative, please
be,
show.
it will be on the new tab because it's a board, right?
Okay.
It becomes a board. So your screen becomes a board to you, but that screen, once in the chat box that I shared, that Jamboard of this today's Meet session that I shared right now in the chat. Okay, so everybody can direct from Google Meet using this link. Everybody can go directly to the Jamboard screen. So whatever you will be typing in the Jamboard will be visible to all the students who is viewing the Jamboard. So necessarily it will come out from the Meet screen. It will go open as another tab. That is for sure.
Okay. So
That
I
is
have
one
to
way.
go through the new tab only.
Yes, yes. And another
Okay.
alternative is that if another way, say if you want to keep this Meet screen on as well as the Jamboard screen on, is that you don't use the Jamboard feature of the Meet screen. Otherwise, you open a new tab page and you open the Jamboard or google.com, and then you can switch between these tab pages like Meet screen and Jamboard tab page. And or you can have a split screen section where half of the screen will be your Meet and half of the screen will be your Jamboard. So you can parallelly see what are your students doing.
Yes, that was the point, because when we use the Jamboard on the new tab, I'm not able to see the participants if I'm
Yeah.
opening it on the new tab.
So the solution to this, that you don't use don't use Jamboard from the Meet. You just directly create a Jamboard on a new Chrome tab or a new Chrome browser window and keep both the
Okay.
windows side by side open to you. So एक विंडो में आपका Jamboard काम करेगा, एक विंडो में आपका Meet काम करेगा. So you will be able to see that what is
Okay.
happening when people are there.
Okay. Thank you, sir. It means I have to open split screen for that. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank
Split
you.
screen is the solution to this.
So Dr.
Okay,
Walia,
great.
I don't see Fred. I think
he's lost the connection.
Yeah, I think he lost the connection, but we will wait for him. I've just sent him an email. So till then, if anybody has question, we can discuss on Jamboard.
There was another question as well from Ankita. There was a raised hand from Ankita as well.
Ankit
Punjabi. Sorry, Ankit Punjabi. You have a question, Mr. Punjabi? On the first hand, I would just apologize with everyone that today we have reached the maximum limit of what Meet can accommodate the members. So I'm really glad that all the members are here today. We have reached maximum of 101 candidates, and I see on my GEG WhatsApp group that many people still wanted to join us on this Jamboard session, but we could not accommodate. But we'll come out with a solution like live streaming, and next time we have got more registrations. So we are always happy to keep a Meet session, and the reason is that because we can interact with each other. When it is a live stream, it becomes so external के एक तरफ live stream चल रहा है और एक तरफ on one side it is live streaming and on the other side the people are there or not, we are not sure. So with Meet we are very much happy. We are very sure that the educators are there with us. So I think Reshma, you can.
Yeah, I think we have a couple of more questions. Meena
Yeah, a
ma'am.
couple of more questions. Right. Those who are having questions, please feel free to ask.
Sir, I want to ask you, how can you write in Hindi? Because I am a Hindi teacher. If I want to use Jamboard and students are not able to write it, then
you have to make use. Okay, you have to make use of Google input tools. Okay. So Google Phonetics, Google Input Tools is an extension you need to download into your Chrome, and in that you have to use there are multiple languages available in Google Input Tools. So it will use your keyboard, basically your handset, your keyboard of your laptop or PC, and within that you will be able to type as phonetics like kaise ho. So KISEHO, kaise ho. As when you type that, it will be automatically converted into Hindi.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. So I'm using Google input tool. But if some student is using something different, some different form of typing in Hindi, then will it be fine, or they also have to use Google input tools and the same thing which I'm using?
No, they have to use Google input tools because Google Phonetics is a universal language, and it will be applicable to all, and it's platform independent. So if you're using any particular fonts of Hindi, then it will be platform dependent. So if you say in your PC you have the font installed, and that will be visible to you that it is appearing as Hindi. But when you expose your screen, okay, screen mein dikhega, it will be reflected in the screen. But if whenever another student or another person tries to use the Jamboard and they don't have the fonts installed into their system, then those fonts will not be reflected. So fonts is not the solution. Phonetics is the solution. You have to use the Google input tools, which is universal.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, we have some more questions. Ruchi Budh, you can ask question. You raised hand.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Sir, just wanted to know, like we have two apps, right? And the extensions can be used very well with Jamboard. And
Yes.
one thing that I would like to learn and know about is this is Google Keep, right? Google Keep
Yes.
has the same feature, right? So anything that is very unique that can be used, and if I can integrate both the boards together, what is that one thing that can be used vice versa while taking the session? Like
you wish to
today
use
when I
Google.
was attending the session and I was trying to look forward for the session, what I felt is like they both have some unique features and unique tools that can be used, right?
So
will it be possible if I can integrate the same?
So if I understand your question is that you wish to say that you wish to ask is that one Google Keep and other is Google Jamboard. You want to integrate both of it?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So Ruchi, I would just suggest is that they both are different tools altogether.
Yeah.
Google Keep is a note-taking tool, and Google Jamboard is a board, or it's a display tool.
True.
Jamboard, what we understand, we are just looking for it as an application. Actually, Jamboard is a hardware. Okay, Google has created a hardware which is called Jamboard. It's a whiteboard. जैसे आप classroom में whiteboard रखते हो ना, Jamboard you can purchase a hardware from Google and you can use it. Now that Jamboard which you purchase with a hardware which you purchase from Google gets integrated with your application and with your email ID. So whatever you do inside your classroom using that Google Jamboard, the hardware will get stored inside your email ID, will get stored inside your Gmail ID, and the same Jamboard, the students or you as a teacher will be able to use it apart even if you are not in the school. So Jamboard तो एक अलग ही tool है, because we don't use the hardware, we are using Jamboard only the software portion of it. So maybe we are not able to utilize the complete capacity of Jamboard, the purpose for which it is created.
As we were discussing about the font size and enlarging the screen, right? So I was thinking like that we can utilize the Google Keep tool, which can really facilitate us. That was one thing I wanted to know. Yeah.
Google
Keep
is not
different. It won't be possible to integrate.
Yeah, it won't be possible. It's a note-taking tool, and you can use notes. You can collaborate with other users, but you cannot, like Jamboard. As you share the Jamboard with other students, you cannot share Keep with them.
Okay, fine.
So
yeah, I think I would like to add on that. That is correct what Dr. Varia said. But you can do one thing is if you want to save your frames or your board, so you can just download it as an image or you can download it as a PDF and then save it into your Keep. So you don't have to create the jams again and again. So you can just keep them in the Keep for your records, or if you want to later have a change background or use the same frame.
Excuse me, ma'am. Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. I was exactly looking forward for the same. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
can we use in MS Teams also?
Yes, Microsoft Teams.
Microsoft Teams, sir.
Yeah, Microsoft Teams is just like Google Meets is a platform for
Yes,
you
sir.
to just have a meet with your students, and you can use the
Jamboard there
tools
also.
there as well. That is not an issue. But yeah, for that you have to open Jamboard in another Chrome app or another this tab page, and then you can share with it.
Got it, sir.
So,
Thank you, sir.
So there is one interesting question from on the chat box, that from Shruti. How can we integrate Jamboard for the art class? Okay. So Shruti, here I would like to comment on this. Is I'm not an art teacher, but I would just like to, just as I showed, how you can use different set of backgrounds. So if in an art class you would like to keep a background and you want students to give some sketch notes or some sketching, you can keep a plain background with them or a background of a sunset, and you can ask students to add your objects in that. So there is a lot of the things you can do with art. Only thing is you have to try it out. Okay. So there is another question.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Once again, sir, I have a doubt. We are now at the year end, so we want to keep all our things which we are done for this year in a Google Drive. So how we can store these things and have a backup? Because already we are doing in cloud, so it is there. But for the thing we want to save it for our basically. So how we can do it? Can you please suggest some way?
Reshma is having some answer.
No. I just love how the discussion is going on, and that is why we have all these meets. But Subhashini ma'am, I will discuss this with you. That so for right now, I will only suggest that create a folder on your computer, keep everything inside that folder, and then we will talk about how to upload that folder onto your Google Drive pretty soon. So it's a step because it's almost 9, Dr. Varia. So Subhashini ma'am, I will do that.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
Sir, ma'am, only one request there. Not a question, but one request there. Please keep a session for math teacher. Actually, I want to learn that Jamboard for maths.
Okay.
I am a math teacher. Sangeeta ma'am is a math teacher, and we will have a lot of math teachers who would be happy to share. And
want to learn that.
I too.
Yes. So and we are very sorry. I think Fred lost his connection, and I have emailed him, but not able to get in touch.
So I've already shared.
Ma'am, I have a query regarding the art session. So may I ask the question?
Yes, Pradeep.
Yeah. So sir, actually the question is that if someone is using the Jamboard from desktop, then how can they use or draw live drawing? Suppose if we want to instruct the children to draw something, then how can we use that? I asked this question, but ma'am said that you have to use the tab or something, stylus on it. But
no. You mean to ask is that you are using Jamboard from your machine and students are using Jamboard from their mobile handset. Is it so?
No, sir. The question is, suppose if I am using the Jamboard from the desktop or laptop, then we don't have that kind of a stylus or something like that. So is it workable in the mouse pad, or we can use with the mouse? We can draw with the mouse?
You can use with the mouse. Not a problem at all.
Okay. So that was the query.
You can use the mouse.
Yeah, and you can always have Wacom tablet or something which is a digital tablet that you can write on, and it's just plug and play. So it's a USB. So you just plug it into your computer, download the drivers for Wacom, and you can start using it. So we will have it soon. But looking at the timings, because we have educators from all the countries joining in, we don't want to.
So I'm really thankful to all the people who have joined from different parts of the world. Scott is there, Celestino is there, and all other Guzman is there. All other people who have joined from different parts of the world. Thank you very much for joining us for today's GG session. And on a last note, I would just say that Subhashini ma'am, आपका जो question है, that don't worry about the data.
Yeah. Because all the teachers
the data
want
is
it.
there, always going to be there in your Google Drive. So don't worry that you need to back it up. It will always remain in the Google Drive. So don't worry. If you create a classroom, the classroom folder will always exist. It will be there. You don't need to take a copy for it. And so before we leave for today's session, I have just shared the feedback form list. I would request everyone to fill up the feedback form, and please be sure while writing down your email, because you will receive certificates on that email ID. If you're having any mistake in the email ID, then you won't be able to receive the certificates. So on the last note, I would just say, yes.
So just one
Yes.
thing. I just want to know,
Yes.
on Google Drive, that uploading of files and this, I know that, but we have only we have limit, right? Only 15
If you're
GB data
using-
could be.
Yeah.
15
So
GB
if
is a
you're
lot,
using
I
a
think.
private-
We should be fine.
Damn, I'm finished with that 15 GB.
Then you need to either delete
no,
or
no.
just create one more Gmail account and have
I have 3 Gmail accounts.
So then we
you
should
need
have
to, you
a
can
session on
subscribe
Spring
to
Clean.
Google One. No, you can
Okay.
subscribe to Google One, and you can purchase
Google
some
One,
extra
okay.
storage at a very nominal price. That's not an issue.
Okay.
So
Okay,
if you
okay.
have if you have an institutional ID, it will be, the storage will be unlimited.
No sir, actually institutional ID पे नहीं
So
रखना है
fine.
ना. I have to keep it on my
तो
personal
better है
ID
आप
because.
Google One का storage purchase कर लीजिए. हाँ.
Okay,
Google One
okay.
का Google One से storage purchase कर लीजिए. That is better thing.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah. So
Thank you so
Reshma, yes,
much.
it's more 7 minutes more the time we required. So thank you one and all. And on the last note, I want everyone's camera to be on. Let us have a quick picture of all.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, next time please see me. I'll get a email, sir. Sanjoti here, sir.
Yes, Sanjoti. I will definitely see to it, Sanjoti.
Thank you, sir.
Every
Thank you
time,
very much.
but remember, every time you have to fill up the
I'm
registration
doing,
form.
sir. Yes, sir, I'm doing. From
Yeah,
last 2
okay,
weeks
okay.
only I'm not getting.
Okay.
Before that I used to get it. Thank you.
I will see
Is
to
the
it. I'll get back to you on that.
Thank you, sir.
Is the feedback form given, sir?
Yes, it's there. I'm again posting it here.
Okay, sir.
So can we just have a quick pic of all? Can you come on live on the camera, please? I don't see. Yes. Yeah. Come on. Yes. That's it. So here I'm going for a quick picture. Okay. And you can pose your thumbs up or your fingers like that, whatever you wish, right? And here we go. I'm going for 3, 2, 1. Yeah, one more. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining for today's session. Right, and we are concluding today's session.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we can leave right
It was
now.
really nice.
Yes.
Thank you all for sharing it with us. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Celestina, for taking the time and joining with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the session. It's so inspiring.
Thank you.